It's rather based on Robert Frost's favourite about the road not taken, about one of those situations where if only this had happened rather than that had happened. So it's a bit about that. It's also about how relationships change and people move on. It's a sonnet. It's called X, E-X, X. Hurrying on our separate weekend tasks, chance steered us back together as we passed. It's been some years. So, how are things? She asks. I mouth some memories. Try hard to cast about for things worth saying. None. I listen. Learn about her newfound life. Her dreams that all came true. Beautiful son. Contentment. Just to be a good man's wife. I smile and nod. She still looks just as good. Survived our skirmish. Left without a scratch. I'd love to talk some more, I would if I could, but must dash now, a bus I have to catch. Once out of sight, my pace begins to slow. I missed that bus. It left 5 years ago. Thank you very much. Right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have to look forward to the exciting talent of Anthony Fairweather.
Honey, thank you. I hadn't realised I'd been up here on my own.
There should be,
Yeah, I thought there was.
I do beg your pardon first. Let me see that. Need not read it.
I thought there should be.
Closely. My apologies, my sincere apologies to Hazel and Myra, who are also going to be joining us. Let's hear it for you, and Mike as well. I think. Mike too. Yes, let's hear it for everybody. My apologies, folks.
I thought Hazel was with
Yes.
us.
No, Myra, you know I'm later on.
Are you going to do all your poems together?
Yes. I've got two.
Yes. Fine. You're quite happy with that?
Yeah.
I must admit, I have to start the second half with an apology, actually, because I only remembered I was doing this last night and I had a crisis of material. So I sat myself down with a paper and pen and wondered what to write. Panicked in brain and going insane at 8 o'clock at night. Circular thinking, cerebrally shrinking, but inspiration none. 9 o'clock now and sweating of brow, my problems had truly begun. But I looked for a source and I found it, of course, but when I turned on my TV, I felt so poor and so mentally sore as soon as I chose Channel 3. There was a deck in his hand, a celebrity rant, and a chef who did turn the air blue, and talent who got it, but this just was not it. And then 10 o'clock came on cue. Sad information and cheap speculation and evil sensationalised, and stories so low from the 6:30 show from which they'd all been reprised. Then a lady called Heather said whether the weather would be good fair weather or not, and then on came a show of a film I don't know, punctuated by adverts of grot. Burning to sleep and burning to weep, I still needed something to write. And the film was the lore of horrible horror, so I wouldn't be sleeping that night. So through the small hours I saw ivory towers being shown on the Parliament Channel, with arrogant losers and arrogant schmoozers pursuited and talking in flannel, which sad regression turned into depression that finally dragged me to sleep. But nightmares persisted, not to be resisted, as into the blackness they creep. So I woke in the morn, now feeling forlorn, seeing I'd failed in my task. Time was so short and I felt so caught up, poem was too much to ask. But then I felt all right as I thought of the night, as I slowly rose up from my bed. I remembered it all with near perfect recall, so I wrote all that nonsense instead. Thank you. Thank you. Some of you may know here that I have quite enjoyed whinging about certain things in the past, and one other thing which always seems to be mentioned on TV, just the the moment, which really annoys me, is football. And of course, one thing which is often said about football is there's far too much money in the game. And I used to agree with that until I did some research. And with that in mind, here are the latest results for the Premier League. Stoke City 0, Sunderland 0, Norwich City 1, Wigan Athletic 1, Newcastle United 100 million, buyers interested 0, Everton turnover 79 million, Everton liabilities 95 million, Bolton Squanderers 35.4 million, Bolton debt 93 million, Harry Redknapp 189,000, HM Revenue and Customs 0 after extra time. Manchester United profit 17 million, Manchester United debt 463 million, Glazers salary 160 million, Supporters Club 0. Television rights 1.7 billion, live terrestrial coverage 0. Economics 0, Madhouse 1, football crazy yes, football mad yes. So one piece of nonsense to end on here with sincere apologies to anyone who might have heard it previously. But it was the final of the US Masters Golf, I think, 1 or 2 Mondays back, so I thought I'd do this. About a golfing dolphin called Edward Molfin who entered the Masters at Augusta. This golfing dolphin called Edward Molfin practiced with all the heart he could muster. He was the first dolphin to partake in this sport. You can't play golf, you're a dolphin, was some people's retort. But Edward knew these unkind bars affect his playing ability none, for he knew when the tournament started he'd break the record for holes in one. The week of the tournament came around when he'd pound all opponents into the ground. The press lambasted him and wrote him off from the start with libelous insults they would impart. All the tabloids had their 2-penny worth, and other competitors gave him a wide berth. He was mocked and ridiculed from pillar to post. He won't shoot 1 hole in par was one player's boast. But when all the playing on the first day had died, suddenly the critics started coming on side. Due to his playing that day, a revolution had begun. He'd indeed broken the record for scoring holes in one. Of how he did this I shall now speak, so you all know his revolutionary technique. That morning on the first tee he surprised everyone. He stood on his rear fins and stared into the sun. At this the onlookers were somewhat perplexed, and they just stared in wonderment at what happened next. He somersaulted into the air and landed on his nose with his toothy dolphin mouth open wide, sucked the ball off the tee down in his gully deep into his inside. He fell to the ground, some thought he was dead, but then the ball shot out at hurricane force from the blowhole in his head and rocketed away straight down the course past another player surging for his ball into the course. When the ball reached the green it dropped and did roll straight up to the flag and straight into the hole. The crowd went wild and shouted hooray as they would 17 more times that day. Each occasion the ball went straight into the hole. Winning this championship was now his goal. At the end of the tour, when the 3 days were up, you don't need me to tell you, he lifted the cup. A perfect performance, not a single shot dropped, and for all of his critics much embarrassment copped as Edward Molfin, the golfing dolphin, won the tournament by a country mile and revolutionised opinions about all dolphins in his own inimitable style. So this golfing dolphin called Edward Molfin turned golf snobbery upon its head. This golfing dolphin called Edward Molfin showed it should be consigned to a forgotten bed. This golfing dolphin called Edward Molfin as a champion was very merry, for he is now Sir Edward Molfin, champion golfing dolphin, sportsman and revolutionary.
This poem is called On Hampshire Downs, and it was born many years ago. Each spring on spring I have no choice, driven on by an inner voice compelling me to wander Hampshire's chalk, to hear the many tongues of nature talk and see grey spires betraying ancient churches lost below amongst the oaks and birches, even from my lofty hillside. Then I pause, for none of this belongs to me, not springy turf, nor larks, nor flowers, nor wicken trees, yet care for them I must, and cherish them for those who follow me when I'm but dust, written away by a passing breeze. This poem is called 5 a Day. Sing hey ho hey for your 5 a day, luscious fruit and veggies that help you work and play. For the softest hair and the smoothest skin, and the brightest eyes and the body trim, just wonderful. Do as they say, be sure to have your 5 a day. Let's all embrace the 5 a day that keeps us healthy, hey ho hey. But heed my warning, do not have 6. An extra portion will play tricks. It may be good for hair and skin, but does no favours deep within. And no matter what you do, everyone will know it's you. At the ballet or opera, your rumblings abdominal are amplified. The result can be phenomenal. Though you try hard not to share it, all around will be aware of it. So, no matter what you do, everyone will know it's you. At church, for the holiest of communions, if your tubes are not in unison, in the quiet of the pew, everyone will know it's you. Each time you're reverently bent, a message to the world is sent. As you have problems at one end or the other, both may cause you bother. And no matter what you do, everyone will know it's you. So listen to the wise ones when they speak of 5 a day, of the carrots and the cabbage and the spinach and the radish, those shiny cherries and juicy berries. Enjoy your watercress and rocket. Healthful advice, please don't knock it. The benefits of 5 are endless, but not 6 or you may be friendless. Whoops, I beg your pardon, good night.
We'll try it this time, see if I can use it properly, because I can see what I'm doing. This is a poem by Pam Ayres. It's called Rocking Grand Blues. Sorry, it starts over the page. Sorry about that. Who says I'm too old for the disco? While the music still touches me soul, I can dance in bare feet and move with the beat, while my feet turn as black as the coal. Oh, just say the word, young Adonis. I'll reggae with you till it's day. Just lend me a fag and pass us me bag, for me pan stickers all run away. Oh, I know you've seen nothing like it. My dancing is lissom and free. Take a look round the place, each wondering face, everyone's looking at me. Oh, take it away, lay it on me. We'll tear up the floor through the night. We'll be rocking and reeling while the ball on the ceiling festoons us with speckles of light. I've scraped all my hair in a beehive. I've stapled it up at the back. Though once it was pepper and salt, dear, now it's all ebony black. Tell the DJ to turn up the volume, right up with no fear of reproof. So we hear the pound and the pulsating sound and the woodworm all fall out the roof. For there's nothing like music to get you. Oh, the shivers it sends down me back. If you're, and if you're approaching the bar, dear, I'll have a nice rum and black. And get me a packet of crisp, dear, bacon or onion would do. And then, mon amour, we'll give it what for, and dance till our faces turn blue. And then, in my clapped out full council, parked by the rippling stream, I'll flash you a smile, find the spot on the dial, and cover the windows with steam. It's the wonderful weekend from working, until Monday when we clock on. Take my hand in the dark, out in the car park. It's Saturday evening. Rock on!
Thank you very much, Anthony, Mike and Mara. And now we're going to enjoy for a second time this evening, Kitchen Sink.
It's a calypso from the Caribbean. We've chosen this because it's one of Pip's father's favourite songs.
Dream, dream, dream when I
song, which is about, I think, having faith, called I Believe.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe above the storm the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe their smallest prayer is heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. I believe someone hears every word. Every time I hear a new or maybe cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know I believe.
Thank you very much, Stevie, Jen, Rika, Mary, Pippa, and Isabel. Kitchen sink. Let's go one more time. The Hanger Farm Poets, Hazel, Dina, and Anthony.
I've got two poems to do here, including one which I have to confess I've only just written myself, and I haven't completely finished learning it properly yet. So I'll have the sort of words here just to try and help me along. This poem is dedicated to everyone here who at some point in their lives has had an office job which they did not really enjoy very much. For so long I've worked in admin, through weeks and months and years. I have known some happy times, and I've also known the tears. And I once worked in an office where my friends and I were blue because of managers who'd ask us, "What do you lot actually do?" I said, "Well, I open files, close files, make files, take files, bring files, sling files, split files and copy files. I scan files, plan files, merge files, purge files, date files, rate files, style files and file files. I store files, core files, and many more files, load files, code files, give out all the load files. I'm end files, send files, lend, tend and end files, trail files, mail files, email, electronic files, create and update and redate and conflate files, employ files, deploy files, and finally destroy files. Is that all, he said. I said, well, no. I do this. For your files, my files, their files, spare files, old files, new files, pour it in the blue files. Red files, green files, black files, grey files, yellow files, white files, heavy in the light files, box files, card files, all the battle scarred files, hard files, star files, measured by the yard files, small files, tall files, halfway up the wall files, official files, office files, and all they are the Scottish files. For when I wake up, well, I know I'm going to be the man who's making files for you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm going to dream about the files I've left of you. For I would make 500 files, and I would make 500 more just to be the man who's made 1,000 files you just knocked on the floor. So now, I'll lift files, sift files, reshell and shift files, rack files, stack files, movement by the sack files, tidy, untidy files, all the bona fide files, locum files, token files, throw out all the broken files, unmixed mix files, and like all your dirty tricks files, and for all your other files, because that is what I do with files. Thank you.